Picture this. You're a kid. You want everything fast. School to be over as quick as possible, to grow up sooner rather than later, or for your birthday to pick up the pace and come around. You rush through meals despite being told otherwise, disregarding the request to slow down and enjoy it. Inevitably, you get older. You realize that you probably shouldn't inhale every meal that comes your way, and you take the time to enjoy what's in front of you. Now, every bite is slow, deliberate. You're conscious that this won't last forever, and choose to savor every second you can. This is actually not a video about food, but I am instead referring to Rockstar Games' 2018 masterpiece. I knew before I even hit play for the first time that this game was a work of art. I also knew how it ended. Taking almost 7 years to hit play leaves a lot of time for things to be spoiled, and I knew the unfortunate fate of the Vandalin gang long before the game found itself in my Steam library. In his 2024 video, returning to Red Dead Redemption 2, NakeyJakey talks about how Red Dead 2 doesn't really want you to think, but it really wants you to feel. The story of the Vandalin gang and their slow decline sucked me in, and I was hooked the entire time. I knew how it ended. I knew no matter what I did, Arthur's and many other gang members' fates were set in stone. But I also knew that Anakin would have to become Darth Vader in Revenge of the Sith, or that, despite my best efforts, Noble Team doesn't get their happy ending in Halo Reach. And yet I still chose to experience both. Knowing how it ends is only half the experience. The destination is only half the journey. Knowing that I'd send Arthur off on the top of that mountain didn't sour my experience. It made it so much better. Story beats and small moments became something to obsess over. Small interactions in camp or changes in the way someone spoke, whether subtle or obvious, were a joy to experience. I hung around camp because I knew the good times wouldn't last forever. And as I progressed into the endgame, Arthur's desire to make the most of the time he had left felt so uncanny. We both wanted the same thing, but knew we couldn't fight the inevitable. So, I hunted. I took the long way to objectives. I greeted townsfolk and got lost in stores and catalogs. Side quests were no longer optional extras, they became mandatory. I needed to explore everything this world could offer, both beautiful and ugly. And by God, this story got to me. I knew from the start I would be invested, but Jakey was right. It really does hit like a loaded F-250. There were times near the end when doing side missions or exploring felt like hitting snooze on my alarm, making the most of those precious extra moments before reality set in again. Arthur's coughing and worsening condition acts like a course corrector. No matter how much you want to escape it, the punishing reality of a story catches up sooner or later. But I will be damned if Rockstar didn't make me dream a little. It's those little moments, the quiet conversations, and the lightness of life at times that contextualizes the heart-wrenching heaviness that the writers really love to hit you with. There's the sense of escapism to the world. Your actions have heavy consequences, yes, but it's contrasted so beautifully by the humor of colorful side missions or the peaceful seclusion of camping on your own. I got so utterly and completely wrapped up in the beauty of this world. The vistas, the canyons, the towns. The night sky lit ablaze with starlight never failed to enrapture me. And I've spoken about quiet moments in other videos, about other games, but in Red Dead, it feels like a core piece of this game's ethos. There's so much to see and do in this world if you just stop and listen. Much like Arthur, I got so attached to the gang and started hoping with all my heart that nothing bad happened to them. Every character is dripping with personality and are so well written and acted. I truly can't think of anything deep or metaphorical to say here because it's just that good. Whether you want to love them or hate them, every performance is a 10 out of 10. But riding to that final mission, hearing the voices of everyone I'd met along my journey, steeled my resolve as I rode to Beaver Hollow. both Arthur and I knew it'd be the last time doing so, and it felt necessary. This had to happen. And seeing the sun peek over the horizon one last time felt like a goodbye to a piece of myself. I'd immersed myself in Arthur, and now he was gone. I felt like a kid. Even though I'd gone slow and played with purpose, nothing could prepare me for the fact that it still felt like it wasn't enough. I had to take a week off from Red Dead before I continued playing. The sudden flash forward to 1907 genuinely caught me off guard. I didn't have time to mourn. Arthur was gone, and here was John. The epilogue still feels slightly unreal to me. Such a sudden shift in priority from outrunning the law to keeping my head down, despite John's best efforts to do otherwise. The grand threat of an ever-pursuing foe doesn't really exist here, and that feeling of slowing down was now an unavoidable step in the narrative. The beauty in taking in the open world while roaming about it is now a fundamental part of missions. Shooting and looting now works on the back burner, with simply working and living taking on a greater focus. It quite literally reflects John's situation. We want to see him live the peaceful life, but there's that part of him that just can't fully detach himself from the past. And as a player, I felt torn too. I enjoyed the methodical approach to gameplay, but the previous adventures in 1899 were still fresh in my mind. Until I played this game, I thought Cyberpunk's world was the best I'd ever experienced. Every piece of space is so full of character and detail, and it is a world that I adore to experience. But Red Dead's just feels so genuine. It feels like a genuine take on life and commentary about humans, and at times I forgot I was playing a Rockstar game. GTA has always felt like a parody of life, whereas Red Dead 2 is almost paying homage to it. Kindness and violence are found in droves, yes, but it's the genuine presentation of it all that I love so much. There's a level of respect that can be felt when playing this game. The story doesn't cheap itself out. You're consistently given Oscar-worthy performances, supplemented with action spectacles and genuinely heartwarming humor that all comes together to create a world that I yearn for. I played this imperfect masterpiece of a game, knowing I would end up with my heart ripped out and laid in front of me, that I would become engrossed in a world full of intention and love, and that I would adore every single second. Thank you to NakeyJakey for making me want to play Red Dead 2, and thank you for watching my video. If you haven't already, I hope you get to play this game, and that you love it as much as I did.